WFH with two guys. Now here's Benny and Dennis.
Well, Dennis, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. It's hard to believe that we've
Oh,
got out of 2025 and we're into 2026 now.
it's amazing. I have a tendency to think that, we're a few years behind. And someone was talking to me the other day about like, oh, yeah, this is a couple of years ago and whatever. And it was like in the 90s, right? So I kind of always get messed up.
But when you're younger, it's like it seems like it takes the year forever to go by. And
Mhm.
as you get older, it truly does speed up. It's
Oh,
like
gosh.
it's hard to believe a year ago we were packing up and getting ready to move to Georgia and we've been here 7 months already. It's like,
Oh,
oh my
wow.
God. It's like,
It's It's amazing. It's amazing. And you guys who maybe you're listening here, if you're younger, one of the things that we've always talked about is like you can kind of gauge when it was when your kid, how old your kids were. When you realize your kid was like 2 years old, and now your kid's 22 years old, right?
yep, we're
So
definitely getting older. But looking back at 2025, it was a interesting year. I think,
yeah,
talking to people, we had lots of great guests. We were looking at the kind of recapping things that happened. We had a lot of AI type things, but just lots of people talking about
yeah.
things that apply to you as business owners or business people in business. This is episode 166. So
Hmm.
there's a library of prior resources that I encourage you to go back and listen to some of those. There's some
Yeah.
really good ones that have happened over the 5 years we've been doing this, and we plan on keeping doing ongoing.
We try to keep these podcasts topical, and that they really want to serve a timeless resource for us, so that we can be able to look back and hopefully the content that we give you that was a couple of years ago is still relevant today. Obviously, some of the things that we talk about, you'll hear in some of the earlier ones, we talk a little bit about the pandemic and whatnot. Don't really apply today, but those are some interesting content that we have in there. And then also too, Dennis, I think that some of the things that you guys have given us feedback on and the things that we like are some of the guests that we have. And we really appreciate what you guys have offered to us and some of the topics that you want to talk about. Listen, we encourage you to shoot us a couple ideas. If there's something or if there's a guest that you'd like to have us to have on, we would love to be able to do that. But Dennis, I'm just thinking back about to 2025, and I learned a lot about like the ESOP programs and
Yeah,
LinkedIn and whatnot. So those were some great things.
there were some great ones there. Just having Jerry on talking about retention of employees and how that plays into your business, and
Yeah.
a lot of the AI things that's evolved. I mean, you think about, I still say 2 years ago, you started the AI revolution. And so um,
Uh,
as it evolves, just listening to it. And we were talking before we started recording, a future podcasts are going to be, Benny and I are going to give tips of things that we use AI for.
yeah.
Benny's really into it. I'm actually getting into it a lot. We're using it in our business and things that we'll actually share ways you can apply simplistic AI as well as complicated AI to help you be more productive and your team do more
Yeah.
than you could in the past.
AI is more than just Chat GPT. And Dennis and I have talked a lot about that, deeply integrating it into your workflows. Some of you all may have heard about agentic or agent created AI type of solutions that you should be incorporating that. But even just like clever ticks and trips
Yeah, yeah.
that you
There you
can
go.
have, right? So the whole idea here is that there's other ways that you should be doing it. And there's things other than ChatGPT as well. Those are things that will kind of tie in there a little bit. But in terms of like some of the other things that we've got going on, we've had a couple experts about coming here and talk about LinkedIn. And I know that, Dennis, that's a really important thing to people. People really responded to some of the ideas that were shared about LinkedIn.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one. And so you'll hear about LinkedIn on 2 episodes coming up here in the next week or two
Mhm.
that I think you'll find very, very insightful. We've got several more on AI, but coming at from different perspectives. One, how to use AI in your marketing, and then how to use AI in manufacturing. And
Yeah.
so kind of a little different spin that we'll be talking about. But we've also got just we have one talking about trust in leadership. And
Mhm.
so the trust stands for something, and I'll let Ken share that when we have him on as a guest, what that's all about. And so give us feedback. Let us know if there's ideas or suggestions or guests that you think we should have on.
That's for
We
sure.
love it.
Yeah. And another thing too, Dennis, people were interested in franchising. The entrepreneurial endeavor sometimes goes really well for people if they have a little hand to hold on to. We have some people who, want to take that entrepreneurial first step or maybe even just kind of approach it from a different angle, like to have an established type of solution. Some people may know that I used to be a franchisee with my wife. And, that was a very, very, I'd say it's a very good experience. It was a very interesting experience. I think this is a world that we kind of need to go in a little bit deeper because it is a form of entrepreneurship. But it's a different angle.
It is. It's another way for you, and I think, I know in people that I've been talking to, there's transition happening out there. There's, it's a different work experience for people today than it was 2 years ago when things were booming and going. I'm hearing more people being laid off, going through
Yeah.
some tougher times. And so, this is an opportunity. Franchising is an area that maybe you look at and it allows you to springboard into a new opportunity and something for you to do. So love to hear where people are at and what's going on. And, we hope for 2026 to be a more vibrant year. The country is going to be celebrating its 250th anniversary. So
Oh
there'll
my
be
goodness.
lots of red, white, and blue is my prediction for if you're into marketing. I'm going to say you're going to have red, white, and blue probably plastered a lot of different places. You got the Olympics coming up in February. So that'll be another fun event that we can experience as a country. And
Yeah.
there's lots of good things happening.
Lots of good things. So welcome to 2026. Thank you all for being listeners. UFH with two guys wouldn't be anything without your support. So Dennis, and speaking of which, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you if they want to get in touch with you?
That two ways. Email is dennisj, so DENNISJ @WorX Solution. That's WORX Solution.com. Our LinkedIn, Dennis Jackson. I think I'm number 10. There's lots of Dennis Jacksons, but it's the number 10. Or you can go to, and I always said my mom said I was always a 10, so I'm a 10. And then also you can go to WFH with two guys, our website, and reach us that way or through LinkedIn there. Benny?
Yep.
How about you?
Same thing. You can reach me, email benny@velocitytechnology.group. And that's BENNY @velocitytechnology.group. LinkedIn is always great. I lurk over there a little bit on LinkedIn, and you can send me a connection request. I am getting your connection request. Thank you all for reaching out to me. Love to hear from you. Love the feedback on the podcast. Thank you so much. Listen, Dennis, I'm excited about 2026. I think there's a lot of interesting things that'll be happening in 2026. We'll try to dig into that a little bit more.
I think it'll be a fun year. So everyone get focused and enjoy your year, and let's get it going.
Have a good one.
You've been listening to WFH with two guys. We'll see you next time.